Space had never felt so vast, so empty, a cold abyss stretching endlessly, dotted only by distant stars flickering like dying embers. The Vel'korr fleet, once a formidable force of warships encircling Earth, now floated as drifting wreckage. 5 massive vessels lay shattered, their hulls torn open, fires burning out in the vacuum. The silence was deafening, broken only by the faint crackle of failing systems, and the groan of metal under stress. On the bridge of the flagship Vel'korr, Commander Rach, Tal was trapped beneath a twisted lattice of metal and sparking conduits. Blood dripped from a deep gash across his forehead, pooling in his clawed hand as he struggled for breath. His vision blurred, but his mind raced. Every second was precious. The invasion had been swift, ruthless, but it had not gone as planned. The humans were stronger than their primitive technology suggested. Their orbital defenses had shattered the Vanguard fleet within minutes, decimating Ratal's forces before they could establish control. Despite the pain, Ratal forced his body to move. With trembling claws, he crawled toward the emergency communication panel, fingers fumbling as sparks flew around him. His breath came ragged, heart pounding in his chest like a war drum. If he could send the encoded distress signal, perhaps reinforcements could arrive, or at least others in the galaxy would know to beware. His claws slammed the override key. A silent, desperate beacon pulsed out into the void, a call for help, a warning, a final message. Far below, on Earth, the atmosphere shimmered with tension. Humanity had long feared this day, though few believed it would come. Hidden from public eyes was a vast, clandestine orbital defense grid, a network of weapons designed to activate only in the direst emergencies. Dr. Elena Hart, a brilliant scientist haunted by past failures, stood tense at the command console. Her eyes flickered over the data streams, alien ships closing fast, energy signatures spiking, communication arrays crackling with interference. Sweat beaded on her brow. "This is it," she whispered, fingers poised above the activation panel. "If this fails, we lose everything." With a resolute press, the grid roared to life. Blinding beams of pure energy shot into space, slicing through alien hulls with devastating precision. Explosions blossomed like deadly flowers, debris spiraling helplessly. But the system was pushed to its limits. Energy surged uncontrollably, alarms blaring warnings of overload. The hidden defense was a double-edged sword, powerful enough to save Earth, but dangerous if left unchecked. Back on the crippled Vel'korr, Ratal watched the carnage with grim disbelief. His assault had not only failed, it had triggered something ancient, something primal. The defense grid's activation was tearing at the very fabric of space-time, threatening to unleash forces neither side could control. With a final gasp, Ratal realized the battle was no longer about conquest. It was about survival. His fleet, his people, and perhaps even the fate of Earth itself. The last stand above Earth was not just a clash of weapons. It was a desperate struggle against an unfolding cosmic nightmare. The stars didn't blink. They watched silently, distant and cold, as the wreckage of war drifted in slow, dying spirals across Earth's upper orbit. The smoke trails of burning alien metal glowed faintly, like scars across the sky. And amid it all, Earth remained, bruised, trembling, but alive. In the command center, buried deep beneath the Atlantic, the tension was suffocating. Dr. Elena Hart stood motionless, the glow of holographic readouts painting her face in pulses of blue and red. Around her, the control team whispered in disbelief, their voices hushed by the magnitude of what had just happened. 72% of the alien fleet. Destroyed, a technician finally reported. The grid. It worked. Elena didn't answer. Her eyes remained fixed on a strange anomaly, appearing on the outer edge of the satellite array. A flickering signal. Not human. Not debris. A message. "Is that a distress call?" she asked quietly. The AI assistant chimed in. "Unknown signal source. Non-human frequency. Likely sent during final moments of the alien flagship." Elena's stomach turned. That meant someone, something, and had survived. High above, the remains of the Vel'korr flagship spun slowly, caught in Earth's magnetic pull. Inside its fractured hull, Commander Ratal lay still, body covered in dust and dried blood. But he was alive, barely. The override had worked. The message was out, but no answer had come. He activated his neural interface with a pained growl. His vision blurred and systems were barely responsive. Yet something within the ship sparked back. A fragment of power. A lingering program. The Vel'korr protocol. Ratal's crimson eyes widened. That protocol was never meant to be used. The Vel'korr protocol was ancient. A forbidden, failsafe embedded deep within their empire's warships. If the crew perished and the mission failed, the ship would awaken, not as a vessel, but as a weapon. One that could not be stopped. I have to... Shut it down, he whispered, crawling toward the core chamber. But deep inside the ship, machinery was already stirring. Lights pulsed in alien rhythms. The reactor's hum grew louder. Ratal's ship was becoming something else. Back on Earth, the anomaly grew stronger. Dr. Hart, the AI warned, there is movement. The alien flagship is reactivating. Elena turned slowly. How? There's no power left in that wreck. The hologram showed flickers of energy moving within the core. Energy unlike anything Earth had recorded. This isn't over, Elena whispered. The room fell silent again, but it wasn't the peaceful kind. It was the calm before the second wave. Before something far more terrifying than an invasion. A transformation had begun. Not just of a ship, but perhaps of war itself. And Earth had no idea what was coming next.